Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Griever Productions. We are here once again with BTS. A lot of people have asked for me to react to this one. Actually, to be completely honest, there's been so many people asking me to react to a lot of their stuff. So I do apologize if you've advised something else and this one has come up. There's so much to do. There's so much to do, seriously. This one intrigued me as well because somebody was mentioning this was like a medley of their songs, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm actually quite keen to jump into this and give this one a listen. And it's, yeah, wow. So 10 minutes long. So this is going to be interesting. And I'm really hoping that I'm going to be able to, pull apart each of the vocal as we have been in the past. Because as you guys all know now, I love all of their voices. All of their voices are absolutely incredible. It has been pointed out in the last one that I do have my bias now. But let's put biases aside and look at everybody equally, shall we? All right. So before we begin, thank you so much. If you could please leave a like on the video. It really does help if we can get that engagement up. In the description below, we have a link to our Patreon if you would like to support us there. We also have our merchandise store now and also a link to our Discord. If you would like to join into our conversations there, then feel free to do so. All right, so without any further ado, let's get into BTS Room Live.
좋아요.
번을 반복해 너의 마음은 마치 단두대 너처럼 나를 싹둑같이 없이 잘라냈지만 난 더 깊이 감도 몰래 다가가 너의 일상생활을 만나보네 그때마다 머릿속은 108번에 Oh shit 내 생각은 알까 고민하면 좋아 Let's go 넌 되고 오히려 더 좋아 보여 pretty woman 기분 좋아 보여 pretty woman oh pretty woman wanna be full
Amazing.
wanna be cool wanna be loved 너와의 same love baby I want it
So
Let's go.
I feel like that's a good point to pause it. Now, the reason I want to pause it there and what I want to talk about here is that, a lot, as you go through, there are a lot of incredibly passionate BTS fans, and rightfully so, because they are absolutely incredible, right? And a lot of them point out that they kind of transcend K-pop. And the more that I listen to them, the more I agree, right? Because based upon this here, right, it's so funky, it's more that R&B style, kind of rapped sort of thing, with, vocal accents, like singing accents to it, right? And we all know they can sing at this point. But basically, you just cannot physically or, like, fundamentally pigeonhole these guys into any one thing. Because they do a little bit of everything. Like, people have even mentioned that they dance and all that sort of thing. And that is something that I really do want to have a look at. And I will have a look at something, of some stuff with them dancing more. Because I want to see how their technique changes, if it changes at all, whilst they're dancing. As a person that has done a lot of musical theatre, I know how dancing and singing works in tandem with one another, right? But I want to see how they do it, if they have if they do it in similar ways, or if they are doing their own sort of thing. Either way, I'm very keen to see it. But anyway, let's continue on.
Hey, what's poppin', girl?
Poppin'!
또 만났네. What's wrong with you? Living Alex in the Wayne, living Isabel my rhyme. Baby, go on to your day, come and show me what you got. You're sexy girl, 나한테 그게 중요해. 내 이상형 충족. 우리 결혼해. 일산에 featuring 중에 너. 몸무게 99kg. 다칠 수 없어, 너 미워 오늘도 이렇게. 너는 PT야 PT 혹은 줄리안의 미치 영화 지니 램보기니 비 마티니 미니 미니 넌 비키니와 마티니 돈 마시리 참아주지 너의 미니같이 지니 스피니 위니 기선 날 제발 꺼내줘 Let me switch your mind 제발 변해줘 알고 있어봐 Let me walk with you 우주 쪽을 해자 해줘
여기 봐 도망가지 마 여기 봐 도망가지 마 여기 봐 도망가지 마 여기 봐
아 이거 명곡이죠.
Well, this one we know.
오랜만이네요.
Can I just go back, just go back here a little bit, right? This is why this is why we know what my bias is, right? So the way he handles it, they look, all of them have this incredible stage presence, right? They all are so commanding, but there's just a look in this man's eye that he's just like, I got you. I got you.
Let me switch your mind 제발 변해줘 알고 있어봐 Let me walk with you 우주 쪽을 해자 해줘
Like, that is brilliant. Like, the way that he handles himself, like, whether it be on stage, on camera, all of that screams showman. Like, to a crazy degree. And I love it.
아 이거 명곡이죠. 아
명곡입니다. 오랜만이네요.
아 이거 안무 해야 되는데 오늘은 아쉽지만 라이브로 내 심장 소리 들어봐 제멋대로 널 부르잖아
Actually, can I just point out, I need to point out something here. Look at the way he's sitting here. Look at the way he's sitting. That is so hard to, like, hit some higher notes. Like, because the way he's sitting there, right? None of this is engaged. Like, or at least it is. Sorry, that's not quite true. It is. It's just, it's so much harder to engage it properly. And yet he still hits those notes with no problem. Crazy. Interesting. I don't recall that harmony when we listened to this as part of the concert video. That this harmony here. Yeah. Or whatever it is. I don't remember that being in there. Am I going nuts? Or have they changed it? Or have they just done something different? Because if that's so, right, then what they're doing is essentially leaving the harmonies to whomever will just pick one and go with it. And so far, if that is the case, right, it leaves the door open for a lot of mistakes, but they've only ever done perfection with their harmony work. It's brilliant.
내가 나에게 해줬어 이런 내게 나에게 해줬어 포기 타던 나에게 해줬어 답답하던 나에게 해줬어 꿈속에만 사던 나에게 깨워줬어 널 생각하면 나에게 깨웠어 슬픔 따위 나에게 해줬어 Thank you 우리가 돼줬어 Army 한번 날아봅시다
이상할 준비가 됐어
준비한다
나 믿어 내 등이 아픈 건 나에게 더 위험한 걸 나 믿어 지금은 미약할지언 정끝이 창대한 미약일 걸 Fly, fly, up in the sky Fly, fly, get em up 네가 택한 길에 새끼 쫄지 마라 이제 고작 저 비행인 거라
Take me to the sky 펄펄 날아갈 수 있다면 영영 달아날 수 있다면 If always could fly
점점 무거워지는 공기를 뚫고 날아
Higher than higher than higher than the sky
The amount of stuff that can happen live. I saw that. Watch him. Watch him. Whoop. Ooh, he nearly fell. As a person that tore their AFTL ligament in their ankle just from falling over a mat, there's so much that can happen just from something like that. So I'm glad he is okay. Oh my god. I love rap harmony. Go back. I want that again. So cool, man. So cool.
추천을 못 하시겠죠? 드리블은 사나이 이번 시험목은 파이드 파이퍼
벌받는 건 아니잖아 이리 와 난 너의 paradise Can't close your eyes Can't close your eyes 발버둥 쳐봐도 더는 소용없을걸
Sorry, I need to go back here for a second. There's something technical I want to talk about if I'm right. Yeah. So you see, you hear how he was he had P sounds that like popped the mic. I'll demonstrate, right? So if you say the letter P, right, it's not too bad. But if you go P, right, it makes like a pop noise. And I'm sorry for every one of the headphone users. Whoever has done their sound has got that gentleman's gain up too much. Yeah, like that. The gain is up a little too high, but that it microphones and like the technical side, the sound side of microphones, especially in this sort of situation where it's like live, right? It's not easy. So it is what it is, right? You can't do much about it now, but yeah, it's just a tiny little bit too high. Unless he's holding it a little bit closer to his mouth than he did in rehearsal, if they rehearse this at all, who knows? Why were you holding it like a flute there, Jimin? Was that something I don't know about? Was that a technique I don't know about? Or were you just doing it because it looks interesting? Like, I may just be completely overthinking it, that it may be some form of technique that he is doing with that, and it may just, in fact, be that he just decided to hold it like that because he wanted to. I don't know. But that's where my brain always goes. It's like, why? Why is that? It's out of the norm, and then I fixate on it. But it may just have been a complete choice. Also, actually, can I point out too, sorry to keep going back over the same things, but listen to Jimin's voice here. It's beautiful. As I mentioned in the previous video, his voice is in a very different, like his vocal strengths are in very different areas to the rest of the guys. That sort of area of his voice is where he shines, right? It's beautiful what he does there, and man, it's great. I love it. that's pretty high, right? But it's just effortless for him.
그렇습니다. 다음 노래는 2021 최고의 래퍼 3명이 뭉쳤습니다. 만나러 가시죠.
뭐 신나는 일 없나? 뭐야 이 하얀
Map of the Soul. This is another one I haven't heard, so this is interesting.
뭐야 이 파이럿은
에이 싸우지 마. 인트로가 길다고. 명심하라고 인트로가 길다고. 이제 출발해야 돼. 자, 뛸 준비해. 에이.
자,
Let's go!
Interesting. Okay, sorry. The reason I say interesting, I'm going to go back here. Now, I mentioned in the last video, in the last BTS video, how when you breathe like this, right, and your shoulders go up, it tenses all of this. And I made a point as to that they don't do that. Even when they are moving their arms and stuff, that it's all kind of like this part of the shoulder down. Like all of the musculature that they're using is from here down, and nothing kind of operates up here to create more tension. And so far, I'm noticing that even though their actions are far more intense, I think this is the only one here that I noticed that somebody has actually put their shoulder up that high, which does create a little bit of tension, but it's not enough to really care at that point. The rest are interestingly not engaging this part of their, like, all of the muscles around here, which is an interesting thing. For instance, sorry, I keep going back, but watch this gentleman at the back here, the one with the purple hair. Look how he does it. Yeah, even when he puts his arms up like that, it's still not engaging that part. Like his arms are going up, obviously, but it's being done in a conservative way in order to preserve their voice, which is great.
잠시 쉬었다 가시죠.
야, 너 오늘 깔끔하다.
진행 잘한다.
괜찮을게.
오늘 좀 하네?
Cool.
가요 톱10
갑시다, 여러분들.
같은 하루들 중에 너를 만날 때 가장 난 행복해. 매번 가는 일상 그 속에 너란 사람은 내게 가장 특별해. 알겠어요. 별일은 없지 아픈 것은 없겠지. 난 요즘에 글쎄 붕 떠버린 것 같아. 꽤 많은 시간 덕에 이런 노래 쓰네. 이건 너를 위한 노래. Let's go. 자 떠나자 푸른 바다로.
Go back. That note's cool. Hang on.
이건 너를 위한 노래.
up there. That's so cool. He's doing it so easy too.
지금은 멀어졌어도 우리 마음만은 똑같잖아 내 곁에 네가 없어도 네 곁에 내가 없어도 함께 있구나 알잖아 하루 중에 너를 만날 때가 난 행복해 매번 다른 일상 그 속에 너란 사람은 내게 가장 특별해 Love you.
Beautiful. Wow. Okay. Awesome. Wow. How much fun was that? And how much fun were they having? You see, that's always something that I love to see, right? Is when artists are on stage doing their thing and actually just having fun with it, because it makes you enjoy it so much more. And when it comes to the vocal side of things, you guys probably noticed that I really didn't stop it very much at like in terms of like breaking down the like each individual vocal, because the fact of the matter is I was too engrossed in what was going on. It was phenomenal. Like there were bits and pieces obviously that I spoke about at length, but I really enjoy these guys. Like I'm at that point now where I would definitely say that I'm a fan. And I genuinely think that it's great, because that's another thing as well. That really intrigues me is, so this being a medley of a lot of their songs, right? It shows bits and pieces of the different songs that they do, and I can't say, unlike a lot of like your typical boy band sort of things, especially in Western music, I can't say that they sound alike, any of the songs. They definitely have their own feel, and I think a large part of what sets them apart is the fact that they have the 7 guys that are also different vocally and in their skill sets. Like you've obviously got the 4 vocalists, the 3 rappers. They all have their different styles. Even the rappers have their different styles. The vocalists, their voices sit in different areas, and like they are very, very well prepared, each and every one of them, to use their voices the way that they need to. And I think that that's probably why everything feels so different, because different songs will obviously lean into one singer more than the rest, right? And that's the vibe that I get. And I could be wrong in saying that, because again, I've only touched the surface of what they do, right? But that's what it seems to me, that they will focus a song on, like a song will focus more on 1 or 2 of the vocalists, with the others assisting, whereas, you know, the next one might feature another 2 and have the others assisting. I thoroughly enjoy it. I love what they do, and this is and I'm glad that these guys came by the channel, because fact of the matter is they're amazing, and I thoroughly enjoy them, and I know that you guys do as well. And I thoroughly enjoy bringing things to you guys that you guys want to watch, and it's great. Like I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving this. So anyway, I think that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like a favorite if you enjoyed, subscribed, all that sort of thing, and I'll see you in the next one. Coming up next is a credit scroll of all of our patrons so far. If you'd like to make your way onto that list, all you need to do is go over to the Patreon. The link is in the description below, and become a free member. So thank you. Bye for now.